Well, to really recruiting was the first thing to get some talent in depth. You know, we only currently have 8 scholarship players, 7 walk-ons. So obviously, we know moving forward that we've got to add to that. And then it was really reaching out to the community, both the former players, the alums, the boosters and supporters, to get them involved and get them believing in what we're talking about moving forward.
Stay with center.
Kyle Goon, Salt Lake Tribune. Langston, somebody had to be picked last. You guys are picked last that we need to finish. What do you guys feel about that? What are you feeling about that this morning?
You know, I think just speaking on behalf of my team, you know, that's just motivation. But you know, we have our own set of goals, and we just want to win the small battles and every day, and just keep working hard every day. And I think that's what we're going to do.
Fourth row on the left side.
Coach, what does your brother-in-law do?
Wanted
to know, you're a new coach with a team like
I got a good answer to that. That came up at a baseball game last spring when I first got the job, but I can't share that answer here.
You're a new coach in a program that's got a lot of new players. Has that been a benefit to your transition, or has that been a hurdle for you?
Can you say the beginning one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah, being a new coach in a program that's bringing in a lot of new guys, is that something that's made the transition easier, or is that more difficult?
Well, I think, you know, coming from the situation that Oregon State hasn't had the success, it does make it easier because, you know, then we can go and bring in some players that we feel fit our style and the things that we base our program around. Initially, we've got a great group of guys that have really been focused and working hard, that are buying in. I think they've been starving a little bit for the fundamental things that we talk about. And we'll be able to identify moving forward this year those that are on board, and then move forward accordingly. And maybe there's some that won't be after a year. And then you add to it with your 15 class, your 16 class. Now all of a sudden, you've got a group of guys that are suited for the way you do things, and you can start to build.
In the center, second row.
Kevin Dan at Pac-12.com. Coach, a few years ago, Scott Rook, the women's basketball coach, was kind of in the same situation as you. He had the open tryouts, and just a few years later, he's in the NCAA tournament. Do you talk with him much? Has he kind of given you any advice on what he went through to get the women's program to where they are now?
Well, yeah, Scott and I have had a relationship for a few years. He recruited my daughters when they came out of high school, and so he's been very easy to talk to. Our relationship has gotten off to a good start, smooth transition, and we have spoken about those things. But fundamentally, I think we believe and have some of the same philosophies. It kind of a roll up your sleeves, try to outwork your opponent, be very honest and upfront and forthright with your values and your vision when you're recruiting. And really, there's no tricks. The way we did things at Montana, and if you guys have followed the history of Montana and the coaching tree, you do things a certain way, you do it the right way, you don't cut corners. Same philosophy that Scott has, Pat Casey with the baseball program, Mike Riley with football, and I think that's what made us maybe attractive to Bob DeCarolis, and we're not going to change the way that we've done things. And I ran into John Beeline, head coach at Michigan, over the summer. Congratulated me, said, "Coach, don't change a thing. What you do works. Doesn't matter at what level. Make sure you continue along that same path." And it's funny, he was in the Portland airport, ran into my wife and daughter, and reiterated that. And so we're going to stay grounded and make sure we focus on the things that have allowed us to have success in the past.
Right here, first row on the left corner here, first row.
Wayne, Steve Evans, the Register Guard. What are your expectations for what this team can do on the court this year?
Well, that we can play harder than our opponent each and every night. That's number one. The two things you can control as an individual, no matter who your opponent is, how hard you play, and really the attitude that you approach the game with. And so that's where we're going to start. And it's going to be as basic and generic as that, but that's, I think, fundamentally could be the most important thing for us moving forward. If our guys will buy into that, playing hard every day, keeping a great attitude, and really it's that approach in everything we do throughout the day. We've talked to them about that. The way they get out of bed, the way they approach their class load, the way they approach their homework, the way they approach the people on campus that make it as beautiful as it is for us. Let's win all those battles each and every day early, and you may have heard Langston mention that a minute ago, the small things, and that will lead to great success down the road when the time's right.